Why do you feel out of place? Hi. Do you look around and just see that something is up? Something just seems off. You feel like you just don't fit in. And it's not because you are the weird kid, or maybe you are the weird kid, but you just don't fit in. You look at society, you look at how everyone is so distracted, and you think, am I the only one that's not hypnotized, so to speak? Am I the only one that's awake, for lack of better words? You're not the only one that's awake. You are not alone, and there are people out there like you. But the reason that you feel out of place is because you are not hypnotized anymore. Look around, man. Look at the world. Look at social media. Look at the news. Look at people. How they go to work. How they follow these trends. How they're so hypnotized. They care more about their football games than they do about their own life. About getting ahead, about enjoying life. They're almost robots. And you can feel out of place when you look at this. And it's not just that you have different interests in these people. You might like football too. You might like enjoying watching stuff that everyone else watches. But it just seems that people get so drawn in that they start to live vicariously through these celebrities. They go to work, they come home, they eat, they sleep. They go to work, they come home, they eat, they sleep. They go to work, they come home, they eat, they sleep. They come to work, they keep going. This endless loop. And you have finally started to snap out of it. You know, we are all born into this reality. We all come from the same thing. We all notice that life is a little weird. But it's the ones that dig deeper that end up finding and going down the rabbit hole. And once you go down the rabbit hole, you cannot come back up. You cannot look at life the same way that you once did. You can't. Try it. The reason why you don't fit in is because people are hypnotized. They are brainwashed. They are robots. They have emotions. They're like you, but they're brainwashed and they're hypnotized. And when you snap yourself out of it, maybe it was a gradual snap, or maybe it just happened overnight. You start to look around and you start to become aware, and you are a minority. And yeah, there's people that are going to be like you. But you're still a minority, and that is why you feel lonely. You see, we all have a purpose. We all are a cog in the gear of life. And some of our purposes are different than other people's. And we don't know that maybe these people came with the purpose of working, being hypnotized. Something seems special about you. This is cliche. It sounds cliche. I know it does. But it's true. Something about this life is different, and you notice it, and you feel it, and you look around and no one else notices. No one else feels it. You know, before the internet, this must have been crazy for people, man. Now you can get online, watch a video like this, read the comments, and figure out there's people like you. But back then, man, people barely left their hometowns. And so what happens is they fall back in to this societal hypnosis. But you don't fit in because you are different. And you are only different because you are aware of your surroundings. You question life. You question everything about life. I'm sitting on this ball floating in space, or whatever you believe in. You start to look at it and say, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. And people make fun of you for it, and it'll beat you down. Because you do not have the numbers on your side. People are asleep. So what happens, and what do you do when you don't fit in? When you don't fit in, take a deep breath. It's alright. There are others like you. We are out there, and we're feeling the same way. Luckily, we have the internet. But you should not be looking for outside guidance to make you feel better. You came here alone, and you're fine alone. But look around, man. People are asleep. It sounds cringy. It sounds weird. But look around. They're hypnotized. They're going to work. They're watching Instagram, or they're watching the news. They're following the trends. They're watching some football game or basketball game or baseball game. They're getting mad, breaking their TVs when their team doesn't win. They're hating someone else because they are liking a different football team or whatever. It's the majority, man. People are asleep. They're asleep. And when you wake up and you see this, you start to feel lonely. You start to feel out of place. What do? You start to remember. You quiet your mind and you learn to meditate. And you learn to meditate because you need to be still. You have all the answers inside of you. There's nothing that you need to seek outside of you. Go inside and find out what your purpose is. It'll come to you. Might not be right away, but it will come to you. And I think this time that we're in now is waking us up to something big.